Happy 4th of July, comic fans. Welcome to the Legion of Comics. It is Tuesday. It's the 4th of July, but it is still new DC Day. So we're going to be hanging out for a little bit, taking a look at some of the books that released today and not spoiling anything, but just it's kind of a big day for DC Comics. We're kickstarting a brand new event, Night Terrors, and it kicked off in huge fashion today. I'm going to be giving away a few books as well, so don't go anywhere. Check this out. Huge shout out to the homies over at Big Time Collectibles. Be sure to check them out if you're into retailer exclusives, placing FOC orders. They got mystery boxes from time to time. They do a lot of fun stuff. You can follow them on social media and never miss out on any of the cool stuff they're doing. And if you need anything cleaned or pressed, my friend Justin can hook it up. His link is in the description. And as always, a huge shout out to my local comic shop, ABX Comics and Games. If you need a comic shop, be sure to check them out. And if you're getting into tabletop gaming or considering it, it's definitely the place to do it. They have gaming every night of the week, different events, all kinds of stuff. It's definitely it's hopping up there these days. It's busy nonstop with all kinds of different cool stuff. So be sure to give them a look. You can follow them on their Facebook page. It's also linked in the description, as with everything else. So let's check out the chat. Clocking in first in the chat, per usual, so we can call off the search party. Las Cruces 1971 is here. Happy 4th from New Mexico. Happy Independence Day to you as well, my good friend. Jay Medici number 7, happy 4th to you. Hope you're doing good today. Hope everyone's able to spend some time with friends or family, or at least spend the day how you would like to spend the day. Austin LeMay is in the building. What is going on, Austin? Hope you're doing good today. Digger Jim, what is up? Happy 4th to you as well. Happy Independence Day. There it is. You see happy 4th a lot. I love the Independence Day aspect, especially since the movie really solidified, like that Bill Pullman speech in Independence Day. That's like how I wake up on the 4th of July, is just feeling that. So happy Independence Day to everybody. There's those custom emojis. You get access to those by hitting that join button down below and becoming a channel member. Definitely something you might want to consider doing. A lot of cool little perks and kickbacks for that. Jordan, what is going on? That's Eternal Comics over on IG. Be sure to check him out. He's always putting up some good stuff. He's selling books as well and everything. I've got a package from him sitting over here that will be in a video in the coming soon. I've been working to try to get ahead on the channel. We got vacation at the end of the month, which, as you know, if you follow my channel, I still do stuff from vacation. Vacation's meant to be fun, and this kind of stuff is fun for me. But I try to have some content pre-recorded and loaded and ready to rock for vacation because, as you can imagine, the schedule is very unpredictable. Boom, there's the Jane Gang ones. Hail yeah. Speaking of the DC event, there'll be some Jane Gang goodness during the event. Christopher Brooks, what is going on? Happy Independence Day to you. ABX is open today. I was there. Me and Finn were there super early. You can actually check the YouTube shorts. I posted one. We got there early, went over to the grocery store and got some marshmallows and chocolate and graham crackers and some red, white, and blue sprinkle stuff because Kyle was making something fun to take with us to the festivities today. And me and Finn were kicking it over there, and he always has to go help Paul do Paul stuff at the bookstore. It was a fun little video. Yeah, we are Legion, Dale. We are. Digger Jim throwing those custom emojis. Taylor Winder, TW, what is going on? Did I win yet? Start over. You did not win yet. We have not ran it yet. You are in time, my friend. Hope you're doing well today. Happy Independence Day to you. Congratulations, everybody, on the freedom. That's what they're passing out today is freedom. Let's go, Legionnaires. What is going on, Pops? Look forward to seeing you in just a little bit as well. Getting ready to grill some fat steaks. That's the way to do it right there. Hulk Collector 82, what is up, Kevin? Hope you're doing good today. Gary Woods is in the building. I'm clocking in that double time, but I'm off in 4 hours. I've already actually been to work today. I've been up since 3 o'clock. If anyone follows me on IG and are up early, you saw I was posting before 4 o'clock today. Yesterday, I ended the day with a massive headache and ended up waking up early. I'm heavily medicated on Goodies powder and Tylenol and tons of coffee right now. But I was afraid to go back to sleep thinking I'd oversleep at work. But luckily, we're close to the public, so we have like broken short shifts through the day kind of thing. Works out good. Works out really good. Welcome to Earth. Exactly. Yes. Alan, what is going on? Hope you're doing good today. Hello, hello. Brian LCS is in the building. How's it going, Brian? Which, as always, when I see Brian's name, it reminds me, check out cbcawards.org. Brian puts on the Comic Book Community Awards, which is a fun way to celebrate content creators on the platform to spread the word of other content creators. And he hosts an awards ceremony at the end of the whole thing, which is a really fun live stream with a bunch of skits, and he passes out little trophies and has prizes and stuff. It's just a really fun way to spread the love kind of thing, and give some recognition to the people that you enjoy watching and stuff like that. So feel free to check that out. If there's mods in the chat at any time, they can feel free to drop the link to that, as well as you can follow it on follow Brian on IG or CBC Awards on IG to stay up to date with all the information for that. What is going on, Joe? Happy 4th to you. Happy Independence Day. Happy birthday, America. American Youth Servers. Yes, what is up? Mad respect. How old are you? Like 247, something like that. 247 today? I think we're around there. Somewhere around there. Maybe. Sounds right when I say it out loud. I love this shirt you're wearing today, Mark. Thank you. This is my America shirt. Sting is my all-time favorite wrestler. All time. And the fact that Sting is still participating in wrestling promotions, he's over at AEW, is what got me back into watching some wrestling. And I needed this. It reminds me of when he first won the world title from Ric Flair all those years ago, and he came out still in Surfer Sting mode with the red, white, and blue attire. Just calls back to my childhood. He's the GOAT for me. Everyone has their own favorite wrestlers. I've got a lot of them up that are at the top, but Sting holds the tippity top. Thank you, Dale. There's that link. There it is. Just got home from work. Hello, my beautiful homies. I like that. That at the end. Very cool. Hope you're doing good today, Durs. Happy Independence Day to you as well, Joffrey. Hope you're doing good today. So like I said, this is the 4th of July stream, and we are going to take a look at what came out today. There's a giveaway, as always, on the Tuesday DC Day streams. There's actually 3 books that will be given away. Surfer Sting is the best Sting, and that's saying a lot too, because that man, his first like run as the Crow Sting, that was just legendary. Evil's Comics is in the building. What is going on, Mike? Hope you're doing good today. So these are the books that will be given away today, and they do tie into Night Terror. So I know there's going to be a lot of people that are not picking up most of the tie-in stuff for Night Terrors. It is a large amount of stuff. If you watch the DC Deep Dive on Sector's channel that him and I do, you would have seen the whole layout and everything of it. But main body dropped this week, as well as 5 individual books. So I got them all. I decided that I get enough of them that are on my regular pool, like Batman, Superman, Titans, Black Adam, stuff like that. The few that wouldn't be on my pool, I'll just get them, give them away. Those will be the ones I pick up and give away. So starting it off today, the first giveaway book will be Night Terror's Poison Ivy. And I went with the A cover on this one because it actually was kind of the coolest cover. You've got all the supporting cast there present on the cover. Creepy cover, wicked cover, beautiful artwork. Got like all the little heads and the flowers, and everything about this cover, the more you look at it, is actually disturbing and disgusting. Even the TV in the background with them cooking the head. So it's just absolutely wicked cover. Very Night Terror-ish. Like the Jello has eyeballs in it. Like, the more you look at it, the more you find kind of thing. It's just wicked cool. So that's one that'll be given away today. Night Terror's Joker #1, and because my boy Beckerman likes comics, is such a huge fan, I had to go with the Matina variant. He's probably the biggest Matina fan that I know. So in case he wins, I want him to be happy. And I know there's a lot of other Matina fans out there. I'm one of them as well. So I have read this one already. It's the Night Terror's Joker. And this was the one, and we'll get into the premise of that later, but that's one of the books from today that I have read. And then the last one that we'll be giving away today is Night Terror's Ravager #1. So these are all just little 2-part tie-in stories. So part 1 and part 2. But another wicked cover, just kind of gorgeous. Like, it's wild. There's going to be a lot of really good cover art that comes through this event. So those are the giveaway books for today. So if you stick around, you can potentially win that. People saying hellos. Anyone else singing to the chat? There's nothing I love more than 30+ book event that'll charge nothing. That'll change nothing. That's comics though. It's comics. So when you look back on it, like even the New 52 changed nothing, and that was an entire changing of the universe. Given enough time, nothing matters. It's all about it's It's like what Miley Cyrus says, Taylor. It's not about how fast we get there. It's not about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. It's just if you have fun reading them, that's all that matters. Not what it does for the long standing. I mean, eventually, like you won't even, none of us will be reading comics. Eventually, none of it will matter. But as long as you enjoy reading them as you're reading them, that's all that really counts. That's all that matters. Good afternoon, everyone. I am barbecuing right now, watching Legion. Happy Independence Day, C. Bizzle. Hope you're doing good. Can't wait for Night Terror's Superman Swamp Thing book. Yeah, Superman's going to be dope. That's one that John Jang has a variant for. Definitely getting that variant. Definitely. Grilling later, burgers and sausages. Nice, nice. Getting some cheers, cheers, cheers. Night Terrors is an exciting cover by event for me. Yeah. And I'm just hoping like there's some fun stuff along the way. And we'll get into it. Let's start getting into it. Let's just start with Night Terrors. Let's go ahead and get it out of the way. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Mark. I needed a Miley quote for it. If I know that there's two people on this planet that appreciate a good Miley Cyrus quote, I'm one of them. TW is the other one. We get each other right here. So kicking it over to something that I'm sure Taylor Winter actually probably does like, all joking aside. So let's move this giant sack of Night Terrors over here and get to the nuts and bolts of the week, the real books of the week. Which one? Let's start with this one right here. Peacemaker Tries Hard, issue number 3 by Kyle Stark. So I have not read this one yet. Read issue 1 and 2 already. Absolutely loving this. It's under the DC Black Label imprint, which means they have a little bit more wiggle room with the story, especially when it comes to doing like R-rated content with violence, language, and stuff like that, which is good, especially for this story, because this book is the spirited sequel to what we've seen so far in the movies and television show, from Suicide Squad with James Gunn at the helm to the Peacemaker television show. This pretty much picks up in that universe. Like all the little things are there to let you know that it is kind of that universe. They don't officially say it, but the writer of this made sure to pull elements from that so it has that same vibe, the same feelings. The writing even feels like that. Like you hear John Cena's voice as you're reading it, but pretty much he gets framed to do a job by some supervillains. They pretty much kidnap his dog and hold it hostage for him to go do a job, and they betray him in the second issue and leave him for dead, full of bullet holes. So we're going to see what happens going from there. But man, if you like kind of gritty, hard-hitting, very funny comics, this has a little bit of all of it. So I'm excited to see where it goes. Fantastic cover. I just stick with the A covers for these. They have like some movie poster style covers. They're not homaging any real movies, but they take the A cover and just frame it up like 1980s, early 90s movie poster. I see it and I think of like Arnold's Raw Deal movie poster, the VHS case, every time I see one of the movie photo ones or the movie variants. But definitely highly suggest checking this one out if you just want something a little over the top but very enjoyable. Definitely very enjoyable. It is a party in the USA today. Thank you, Durs. I'm adding you to my list. Miley has quotes. She does. Thank you. There it is. That's what I was looking for after baptizing him with a Miley Cyrus quote. Had to pull him back up by his bootstraps. Peacemaker 1 and 2 are amazeballs. Yeah, there's so many little Easter eggs into that second one as well. Like I immediately thought of Brother John's Comics, who brought a specific key to guess that key from, I think it was from Guardians number 2, not like Guardians of the Universe. Very odd, obscure 80s book that had like a cocaine vampire with AIDS. I know that sounds crazy, but that's actually a thing that it was like characters called like Snowball or something like that. And that actually appeared in the end of issue 2 in that vault full of Easter eggs. And I laughed so much because I didn't even know that book existed until that episode of Guess That Key. It's an official, actual DC comic book from the 80s with that kind of character. It just blew my mind. The more you know, right? The more you know. There's nothing better than celebrating Independence Day and watching Legion. I 100% agree, at least with the first half of that. At least with the first half. I appreciate it. I hope you're doing good today, Gary. Good afternoon, TJ. What is going on? Flash by Night is in the building. She can buy herself flowers. She can hold her hand. That's good news, too. Very good news. Definitely came in like a wrecking ball. That's the only way to come in, Durs. That is the only way to come in. Wrecking Ball is definitely Miley Cyrus. My kids will sing that one to you. At least her performance. I know Saya like wasn't she like one of those artists that wrote for a lot of pop singers for many, many years and then decided to start performing herself? Kind of like Chris Stapleton wrote country songs for numerous people winning awards and eventually just started producing stuff himself. What is going on, Burke family? 54 Comics is here, and he says, Happy Independence Day. Awesome. Happy Independence Day to you too, Steve. Hope you're doing well today. That's definitely my stars. Here we go. Miley Fight. Let's get it. Saya wrote this song. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't think a lot of these pop artists don't have time to even write all their own stuff. Everyone writes songs for everyone else. Here we go. We're getting into a pop off in the chat. Pop off. Next book up, and one that I'm excited to see it. I'm kind of a bittersweet thing because this, at the moment, as far as we know, this is the penultimate issue, the second to last issue under the Dawn of DC banner. This is one of our super titles. We have 6 super family titles on shelves right now these days, and this is a top tier for me. Like I'm absolutely loving it. It's Adventures of Superman John Kent, issue number 5, Blood and Steel: The Injustice Saga. It's almost over, guys. All of these Dawn of DC titles are only 6-issue miniseries unless announced that they got extended, with very few exceptions. You know, Superman, Detective, Action, Batman, Green Lantern released as an ongoing, and Green Arrow got announced that it will be extended to 12 issues, not to an ongoing. But we got no announcement for an extended title for Adventures of Superman John Kent. This is pretty much the second arc title series that he did. He had Superman Son of Kal-El that ran for like, I think 18 or 19 issues. And then it jumped straight into Adventures of Superman John Kent, just seamlessly changing title heads. But it's pretty cool because you had Superman Son of Kal-El pretty much subtitled the main book Superman. Now you're subtitling Adventures of Superman, which is a famous, long-standing title for the Man of Steel himself. But this has been dope. This has been really cool. Beyond just the electric blue aspect of it, which I think they're selling us very short on. Like, that's what had me so hyped going into it. And that's what has me like sitting on the edge of my seat when I'm reading it, like waiting for it to happen. And it's happened one time. And then that last issue, it kind of popped off again for a minute, but we haven't really seen like what I was hoping for in terms of that aspect. Like, I wanted to see him go electric blue, like not really know why he did, like have to figure that out. And he was just stuck as electric blue. But it almost treated like he hulks out, and it's like a hidden power that if he goes hard enough, he kind of just, it emerges, you know. And currently on the story, he's on the Injustice Earth. That's no spoiler. He's been there since like issue 2. And he's dealing with just coming to terms with understanding the dynamic of that world. A world where his dad is a crazy dictator. His mom was killed. Batman, who he knows is his dad's best friend, is out to stop him and kill him. He's just trying to get used to the dynamics and coming to terms with the realization that his dad has the potential to do these things. So they haven't come to blows yet. They, like what you see on the cover here, is almost like a spoiler. Like, we haven't seen any kind of like Kal-El like trying to shut down Jonathan yet, but he just kind of became aware of the situation that last issue. So this is kind of like I guess a teaser, spoiler, whatever you want to call it. Either way, this has been an interesting read. It's been fun. I'm ready for our what would it be, like our guest characters. You know, we had Superman of Earth 2 in there, Red Tornado from Earth 2 in there, that were kind of helping him along the way with this, and he got stranded really fast. So we'll see how it turns out. I hope he ends this series electric blued it up. Electric blue. He needs to be completely electric blued. But yeah, because they really teased that for a long time. They did nothing with it in Lazarus Planet like they said they would, and then here we are. Next up, another one, 6-issue miniseries, issue 2 here under Dawn of DC. It's Steelworks, and who wrote this? Something Dorn. It's the actor who plays Worf in Star Trek Next Generations. He did the voice for John Henry Irons for Steel and some of the animated stuff, and they have him over on the Steelworks thing. I don't know how excited I am for this. It's not bad. It's not one of those things that I feel like is interesting enough or impactful enough to need its own miniseries or to really keep me. It's pretty much just John Henry Irons wanting to bring some of his technology to Metropolis to help like kind of beef up the infrastructure to make sure it's more durable when things hit the fan. You know what I mean? And like a building shouldn't collapse every time a supervillain throws a punch at Superman, especially not in this city where it's been happening for so many years. So he doesn't want the people to feel helpless without the heroes. He wants to... Why are you yelling? Wow, that was loud. He doesn't want the heroes to people. I had to kill the mic on that one. She's on a rampage. She's on a rampage. Nope. See, knew it was coming. Hey, Finn. Hey, Finn. Please stop telling Monkey to do that. I can hear you telling her to do it, buddy. Not cool. That's super loud. Kids. They say the darndest things. Yeah, the black canary yell for sure. Yeah, she came in here like covered in like all of her toy necklaces and in her diaper, shaking car keys. And now my wife's in here doing it. This is just getting even worse. Anyways, wants it to feel like that the heroes are a resource for the civilians, not a necessity for them to live and exist in this city. So that's pretty much it for the non-Night Terror titles.
Why were you acting like that?
The rest,
Why were you acting?
Night Terrors. That's how big I kick this off. So we're going to kick it off, do them in order here, the order that makes sense at least. So let's hit the chat, make sure I haven't missed anything going through those. What is going on? Will, hope you're doing good today. Happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day to you. Scott, what is going on? How are you doing today? Good to see you. Yes, you are in fact back. I appreciate you checking out some of the previous content that I put out. Definitely been enjoying checking out some of the comments on there. I do appreciate that. Scrolling down. Someone just exploded. Yeah, that's my 3-year-old. She loves to explode. Coming in hot. Yeah, there it is. It's going down. Yeah, everyone's excited. It's fireworks day. I feel that as a dad. Yeah, it happens. Now, yeah, that's just down Independence Day excitement. It most certainly is. Yeah, she's exercising her freedom. The comments on this from Monkey running in here doing that are fantastic.
I'm so excited. I get to play.
So she came in like a wrecking ball. She did. We've been quoting Miley Cyrus on this stream.
That's my best mom win, is the fact that Finn went
She's celebrating America's birthday. She is. Wearing tons of necklace. Yeah. She's just living her best life. Wait, we're talking Worf? What did I miss? The one day I show up late, you guys are talking Star Trek. Yeah. Well, we tend to talk it if you bring it up. I used to command my child to screech with me. Yeah. Michael Dorn is writing Steelworks. There it is. That's his name, Michael. All right. Is this Night Terrors thing even going to lead into anything bigger or just another pointless event? So, that's the conversation to have, right? Like the impact of events in comics, like especially in the big two, like in Marvel or DC, like events are kind of part of them, right? It's just, what do we really expect them to change? Like, I understand little changes, like this character comes out dead from this event, or the Hall of Justice was destroyed, or the universe was fractured. Now there's multiple, like multiverse, or it brought it back down to one. But long-term wise, what do we really expect it to change? Because the next writer can come in and change or adjust whatever he wants. It's kind of just, that's what I was telling earlier. It's kind of just, you just got to enjoy the ride through it. Like, it's not really about what it can change or impact moving forward. It's like, was this a good story in itself, by itself, for itself? Was this fun? Was it enjoyable? That's really all I really care about, because I'm a huge fan of comic events. I don't like this one interrupting the Dawn of DC flow, since that's just getting started. But having read this one, the first official book out in the Night Terrors, First Blood, which is like pretty much their alpha. You know, they'll have First Blood, then we'll have 4 main Night Terror books over 2 months, and then we'll have an end cap book. So it's pretty much a 6-issue event that they've compressed down to 2 months, which I kind of like that idea too. You know, you have these 7-month-long events or 12-month-long events with 7 to 12 issues, one a month, with all these tie-ins or where it affects our normal title, but they compressing it down to 2 months, get in, get out before people get like worn out with it. So I don't know. Kind of on the fence here. There's like some pros and cons stuff that I'm rolling around with the release format of this one. I think it's going to be ramifications, but for the main 3 characters. Yeah, I can see that. We already know from solicitations that whatever's about to happen in this is going to lead to ramifications with Batman and Catwoman, because directly after this, we're going to have the Gotham War in the pages of Chip Zdarsky's Batman, where Selina and Bruce are at odds, completely at odds, and the Bat family's going to fracture. We have like Jason Todd's going to be rocking with Selina, and they're going to be a cool Bat-Cat battle, you know? Like, nothing new, but could be fun. I'll give you one guess. Exactly, TW. That's what I'm saying. It's like people, I think we slowly just get, some people get more evented out than other people, but yeah, Dark Crisis wasn't long ago. Lazarus Planet was even shorter ago for me, and especially because of the Revenge of the Gods thing. And now we got this. But anyways, Night Terror's First Blood. The premise of the story is they have a long-standing DC Justice League villain that shows up dead at the Hall of Justice, and it's up to the Justice League to stop it. Now, that's the synopsis on paper. It is so much more than that. I'll be 100% honest with you guys, and I've been very vocal about this. I've been kind of dreading getting into Night Terrors. Dreading it because I'm having so much fun and enjoying so much the main Dawn of DC stock of books right now. It's solid. Like the standard main titles are ridiculously solid right now, and I didn't want to interrupt the flow, but this, I had to eat crow. This was really good, to be honest with you. Like, I cannot speak on the tie-ins or the little stuff they're going to do, the bells and whistles with it, but the main body seems like this is about to be super fun. And I think one of the biggest factors it has going for it is the actual cast that we're going to be focusing on. Of course, you have your Trinity front and center, but Boston Brand Deadman, Harley Quinn always finds a way in there, Zatanna, and we have Wesley Dodds Sandman right there front and center on the cover. We also know the Question is going to be brought in heavily in this. So we're seeing some Justice League Dark kind of characters as well as some old Golden Age JSAers. And that has me kind of intrigued. And because I'm not doing spoilers, so I'm trying to dance around some stuff here, but it's dealing with some like deep cut DC stuff, which will be like first time reading for a lot of people. So it'll be like super fresh and super new. It is a brand new villain that's being introduced into this. And we've already seen the villain during the free comic book day prelude to this. Like there's just a few pages that we had in that. The Insomnia character, we don't have any motive, but we do have a name, a face, and we know the person's goal, at least as of now. We know what their goal is at the moment. Did I miss something? I must have jumped off air. I'm a trick. Yeah, the actor who played Worf in Star Wars is writing this. He did the voice acting for the character. But anyways, yeah, I if y'all are on the fence about Night Terrors, I would definitely suggest just grabbing the main body. It's a quick little mini series, slap right here in the middle of summer. I cannot imagine it not being worth the ride for at least that. I heard Night Terror related toys that DC wants to sell. I mean, that's on McFarlane, so we'll see what McFarlane does. He pretty much pulls for everything. I can't imagine there not being any kind of Night Terror-based Batman of some sort, at least at some point in time. But he doesn't really pull too much historically from the miniseries or events or stuff like that. He does it here and there. But, yeah, I think a lot of people would be upset if they didn't. There's a lot of McFarlane toy collectors out there, myself being one of them. Thanks to the people that gave their lives so we have the freedom to enjoy our comic books 100%. 100%. What is going on? Tweak Out with Roscoe is in the building. What is up, brother? Hope you're doing good today. Old time event, Halloween or end of the yes. We were talking about that in previous streams too. This would have worked out perfect, especially with its condensed time frame to be a Halloween book. Lazarus Planet has been kind of lacking for me. Yeah, it was kind of lacking for everybody who read it, my friend. The Alpha Omega issues, the book-ended issues, it was really just a 2-issue event, and then you just had little mini stories that had nothing really to do with the event. Like talking about that long-standing, like what is this going to do long-term? Well, who cares? But your tie-ins better at least have something to do with your main event book, you know? And while like it was a cause-effect thing, but like nothing called back to the main event from those little tie-ins. It's just a bunch of who cares. That's why I wish the creators would either make limited series. No, that's exactly what I like. I hated how Bendis screwed up DC. I think they should get Simon and Schuster to write it again. That would be pretty difficult. Let's see. What do you think of the character Insomnia Mark? So far, so good. We haven't seen much of the character, but I'm digging it. I'm digging it because of how far back it seems to dive into the DC history. And I like when they do that, especially something that's been laying around for a while. Because again, like how a lot of people, this will be their first time experiencing these characters, and other people will be like a reminder that they even existed. And it gives you that feeling of wanting to go back and like look into them and stuff like that. And I enjoy when comics gets me excited to go back and look at old stuff again and everything. Roscoe's on here. He was on the Cover Slingers I just watched. Yeah, Geek Out with Roscoe, a.k.a. Tweak Out with Roscoe, is one of the homies. They drew First Blood. What is going on, Mr. Becker? Really? Not sure what they're really's for. Shirt's on point today. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. the icon. Got to celebrate American style. Are you the same Roscoe that was on Cover Slingers with Metarog? Probably. He probably was. Insomnia was just cranky because he can't sleep. Or he's actually kind of stuck asleep. So again, I don't want to get into spoilers. Try to avoid those like the plague on the show. If you want spoilers, that's for Sunday night. We'll break down the story and all that. But anyways, let's get over to the next one. So I grabbed this really cool psychedelic variant for it. So y'all know I do the monthly Legion loot that I build a little giveaway. I mean, that's just a fun cover. That is just a really fun cover. So I'm like, someone will appreciate it. I'm sure it's blacklight sensitive, especially with that color palette. So that'll end up going into the Legion loot giveaway. That'll be a fun one. Definitely a fun one. What is going on? Nick's Kicks and Comics is in the house. Hello, hello. Happy birthday, Gary B. Oh, and Murica and Chip Getler as well. Yeah, I don't see him says even coming up in conversation. It doesn't have a movie. Chosen One. Roscoe, were you on the Cover Slingers? And talking the Star Trek books. All right, so let's try to get the pace moving here. So, as everyone knows what I was mentioning, the main books, Superman, Batman, Detective, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, all that, the regular numbering will not continue its regular numbering until September. Typically, when events are happening, nothing changes with your main title. They'll put a little event banner across the top to let you know that like it's associated with the event that's happening, that the story might play into it. You might want to pick these extra ones up you wouldn't if you want to keep up with the event in totality. Well, they're doing it differently with this one, where all the regular numbering is going to stop until September, and they're going to still be releasing those books, but they're just going to header them Night Terrors Batman 1 instead of Batman 903. It's Night Terrors Batman 1. No legacy numbering. It's its own individual title because of the way they headed it, and they're all just 2 issues, just in and out. Boom. So Batman I pick up anyways, so this would be on my pool anyways. Kind of excited to read it because, again, I follow Batman anyways, and now that I've read that first Night Terrors, I'm actually interested a little bit more so than I was. It also features Robin No Sleep, so it looks like it does still have a backup story in it, which are always shorter. They're definitely enjoyable for the most part. And Black Adam, Christopher Priest just finished his 12-issue Black Adam run, which I really enjoyed. I thought it was one of the heavier reads. So I always like to have stuff like that on my title. I wouldn't want everything on my pull list to be like that, but it's good to have a couple of weeks where you can kind of actually sit down and spend more than 15 minutes working your way through a book. And so I was happy to see that Black Adam was getting a Night Terror as well. So this one is in my actual pool to keep and stay in the collection, but we got Night Terror's Black Adam issue 1. Have not read that one yet either. So those were the 2 that were on the list to actually keep and read, that I would have read no matter what. So Ravager was an added one. Like I said, I'll give this one away today. Joker was an added one. I don't pull Joker stuff. I was pulling Joker when it first started. Now we're on like his 2nd volume, and I've been off of it. I don't need a Joker title, but I read this one, and the whole premise behind this one was like he's living his Night Terror. You know, they're all asleep at this point. We're experiencing these dreams that you can actually die in your dreams, very much like Freddy Krueger style, and we're experiencing everyone's nightmare. And for him, it's a 9-to-5 job. But I will tell you, this book starts really good. It does start really, really good. And I'm talking to you, Taylor Winder. I think you would love the way that this kicks off. And it's wild. By the end of it, though, you're like, this has to wrap up. This has to get over with already. But the way it starts was definitely something special. It was hilarious. And then the next one I added that I would not normally pick up, giving it away today, is Night Terror's Poison Ivy. So real quick, if y'all want to start putting hashtag We Are Legion into the chat, that's what will get you entered into the giveaway. And there's one more thing that I want to touch on, and told you the Joker one's going to be good. No, it's not. It's just the intro, and you'll see when you read it. By the end of it, you just want to rip pages out of it to make it shorter. But yeah, and Taylor, don't get it twisted. I'm not co-signing that whole book, not by a mile. Just the intro. Just the intro was actually hilarious. Remy Q Studios is in the building. What is going on, bro? How are you doing today? Happy Freedom Day, my friend. I hope you have a big freedom sandwich for breakfast, lunch, and dinner today, and enjoy it with your family. Batman 1 is going to be boring if you know Batman. Yeah, I think this is the concept, oh, we're back in Crime Alley, blah, blah, blah. But we've already touched on it a little bit in the free comic book day book. And I don't want to say more than that because it would hit spoiler land, and I'm trying to avoid spoiler land. Christopher's, he's clowning with you, my friend. He's a local. So he put, I thought it was a beauty supply store because since they moved into the new spot, they haven't got the new signage up, the new light up signage on the side of the building. And if you follow their Facebook page, you'll see where they put it in quotations, whatever the name of the hair and beauty place is, it's up there. Let's see. Batman, yeah, Batman is definitely going to. I don't know, we'll see. I get kind of burned out on Batman. I love Ron B's Detective Comics. Chip Zdarsky's Batman is just blah. The dude pulled off his underwear and put it over his mouth to re-enter Earth's atmosphere. Lost me. Happy Freedom Day to Panda Awesome 316. Hope you're full of independence today, my friend. I hope you're having a good one. America. Freedom sandwiches every day, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Every day. Boom. Blue Hellion. What is going on? Dan the Man is in the chat. Happy Independence Day to you, brother. Hope you're doing good. Spoiler Land is terrible. Overpriced. Yeah, don't go there. Unless it's Sunday night at approximately 8 to 8:30 to 9. Around there, depending on which Sunday of the week it is. But at week's end, every Sunday night at between 8 and 9 o'clock. That's where we have the spoilers. Mark's acting like he's never been choked by bad undies. Well, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I haven't used them to re-enter Earth's atmosphere. That's when it gets weird. When Taco Tuesday collides with 4th of July. Yes, exactly. One more thing I do want to touch on that this information dropped yesterday, and I saw an announcement for a Suicide Squad show when I got big excited, and then I saw that it's going to be an anime produced in Japan, and it kind of took the wind out of my sails. Suicide Squad rampages into Japanese anime, and Suicide Squad, I can't pronounce that word. Isekai? I don't know. An original ongoing animated series collab with Warner Brothers Japan and WIT Studios. So I honestly have no clue how to pronounce that, but there is an actual 40-second trailer giving you some little clip of it. All they really showcase is Harley Quinn in it, but it's some kind of genre, the specific genre of anime where the protagonist, usually a pretty normal person, getting transported to a fantasy world full of wonderful and dangerous creatures and powers. Western fans aren't entirely unfamiliar with the genre, with classic titles like Alice in Wonderland, The Chronicles of Narnia essentially serving as isekais, throwing their characters to another stranger, more magical world. So it looks like the whole premise behind this Suicide Squad, no more pictures on there, but the whole premise is like Harley will be bouncing to a land of fictional magical creatures or something. And Joker is in the trailer as well. I don't want to play the trailer for copyright purposes, but man, I'm torn on this one. I'm definitely going to check it out. I'm a really big Suicide Squad fan, guys. I absolutely love the Suicide Squad. I'm ridiculously excited for where DC Comics is right now, knowing that we're leading toward this massive Amanda Waller war, knowing that she's taken over Earth 3 and has graduated from having her Suicide Squad to commanding her own Earth 3 Justice League, and just huge things coming. We have the Waller TV show coming, the Creature Commandos being headed with Rick Flag. Like there's so much cool stuff for Suicide Squad fans. And then I saw like a animated shows coming, like, yeah, DC Animation. And I'm like, no, it's not DC Animation. It's just licensed or working with WIT Japan. So we'll see. I'm going to give it a shot. I know it sounds terrible. There's so many anime fans out there and manga fans out there, or manga fans. My oldest daughter being one of them. She reads a lot of those books. But this is the same studio, I think, or the same style behind Attack on Titans was one of the examples they gave. But I'm going to give it a try. Hopefully the story is fantastic and it can kind of help carry it through the animation to it. Maybe I get a little used to it, but I'm not much sure to where it'll even be aired yet, if it'll be a Max original or what. But I'll keep everybody posted. I'll definitely keep everybody posted on that. So let's see where the chat's at. See what some people's thoughts are on that. Doom, 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 doom. Dream villains never scare me. My brain is good time. Good luck trying to harsh my Mellow Kruger. Yeah, that's actually kind of touched on too. Not gonna get into spoilers, but that whole concept of like those strong-willed or those happy place people. I'm overstuffed with freedom. I love it. Now, if I could just bring back the supersize, then I'd feel more America today. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I went to McDonald's, but I still would say, can you supersize it? I think I say that everywhere that has when you want to upsize the meal. I remember when McDonald's dropped the terminology. I'm like, why would they stop saying that? Here at the beach, we have Wasabi Wednesdays because sushi is $5 on Wednesdays here. I love wasabi. I love wasabi. And the mustard that you get at Chinese restaurants and stuff. I like the way that spice just like hits like in your sinuses. It just clears you right up. It feels great. Make sure you shove to Scott here. And there it is right there. Yeah, that anime stuff is not for me. Yeah, me neither. Correct. Sunday is the best day for Spoilerland. The best rides are open and there will be discounts. Dropping 6 mangas and 1 anime. Dropping from your reading list or they're releasing soon. Someone say anime fire. Basically when normal character goes to a fantasy world in an anime concept. So yeah, so that would be like that what was it called? Like Batman Samurai or Batman anime or Batman like whisked to like feudal Japan, but it was like fantasy style and he saw like all of his rogues and his Bat family done differently and like Joker had like the big mech, the building that turned into like a big mech and stuff. So we'll see. They've already been doing anime in DC. The new Batman Ninja, that's it. Catwoman and Ruby. Yeah, the Catwoman movie was terrible. Terrible. Justice League Ruby I have not watched yet, but the Catwoman movie was terrible. That made me sad that they burned an entire release slot for that one. Harley Quinn, the animated series, is one of the funniest shows of all time. Hilarious. Yeah, I love that. See, that's animated. I think what the difference being the Japanese anime style just does not resonate with me. Even that Catwoman anime that they did, like it was billed like it was just a standard DC animated release, but it was like watching Godzilla. It was dubbed. Like even though it's an animated movie, which you expected to be dubbed, it was the animation was not done with English language in mind. It was weird. I've been trying to up Statler and ward off 4th of July thing. I think Disney is stopping me. What is going on? No, I'm in a comic bookworm is in the building. Literally started watching it last night. Let me start collecting these comments. Again, make sure you put hashtag We Are Legion into the chat. If you've already done it, do it again to be on the safe side. What is the subject channel? Drop your link for others to make sure too. Awesome. What is that? I can't really right now. There's a reason I was told to get 1,000 subs. I think it's that 1,000 subs is like the YouTube goalpost. Here we go. Like the different anime styles in the Star Wars Visions, I am going to check out Suicide Squad. I miss Marvel manga. I'd love to see where the Avengers got their robot fighting kaiju. Marvel is the best DC event you ever read. Like In Continuity Crisis on Infinite Earths. I remember how impactful that was to me because I read it as a kid. And like right from the get-go when the crime syndicate like the narrator, like how they spent their whole life terrorizing this planet. They spent their final hours trying to save it. When Ultraman just looked back at Superwoman holding up the wall and he just looked defeated and he just flew into the antimatter, like that just set the tone for me. That was just such an impactful thing, especially as a kid to read. Like that's wild. It really let me know just how dangerous the event was and how serious what was happening was. It was just I don't know, it got me. Marv Wolfman, George Perez. I mean, absolute dream team on that one, you know. Again, everybody make sure you're putting those hashtags We Are Legion in it. Showing we got 14 showing. It's just showing 14. Wow, just left. Internet is now much more betterist. Nice. Down to 500, down to 574K watch hours. Oh yeah, you only need 500 subs now to hit that magic mark. So if you have not put hashtag We Are Legion in, be sure to put this into the chat. I'm about to share a screen and we'll draw for that winner. But I don't want it to have missed you. It's only showing 14 entries right now. We got 26 watching. So let me go ahead and share screen. And everyone else, drop a line. Let me know what you think your favorite DC event was. I got to tell you, I know it sounds cliche. It's pretty much going to be DC events through and through for me. Like I feel like they just were always more impactful. I've read tons of Marvel events, especially like I didn't really fall off Marvel till here recent years, but and it's another Crisis, but Infinite Crisis back in 2006 when Jeff Johns and Jim Lee did that. You also had Perez on the B covers for that 7 issue. That was insane. I love the concept behind it when they brought Superboy Prime into the mix. That whole battle with the Teen Titans through Smallville was nuts. That was the first time that we saw Barry Allen return from decades of being gone, unless you consider his Marvel appearance when he popped up during that race, which I definitely do. But this was the first time we really saw him back in DC. In that moment when they drug him into the Speed Force and helping Bart, I'm like, dude, that was insane. There's just so many mega moments in that book. It was just wow. Pops is taking it back now to the 60s with Crisis on Two Worlds. It was not the first Crisis, but it's the first Crisis event for sure. What was it? Justice League 21, where they first dropped the word Crisis in there. But yeah, Crisis on Two Worlds. Pops bought me that trade paperback as a kid. I had a Crisis on Two. I remember looking at that at the, what was it? Superman with blonde hair and this exploring the different worlds. It twisted my brain. Owlman from Earth 3 having the actual owl hood on and everything. Oh, you're silly. But yeah, there's so many fantastic events, and I'll be honest with you, trying to think of it, did DC events are just like dominating my mind on it. Even Identity Crisis, something as chill as that. Just that Brad Meltzer. That's funny. That moment when Dr. Light recruited Deathstroke because he was afraid of the Justice League coming after him for something he didn't do. Like that fight where Deathstroke just really flexed and showed why someone like Deathstroke is a threat to the entire Justice League. It was just nuts. Top Marvel event, the OG Secret Wars. I think Secret Wars is up there for me. Cliche, but I love the Infinity Gauntlet. Watching them all, like the whole come at me thing, when they all actually attempt to come at them, putting Cyclops' head in the box, turning them into little cubes, taking their bones out, taking Thor's hammer where he chokes out in space. The idea of Silver Surfer light years away, just watching through his cosmic vision, and that moment when Adam Warlock's just like, go, and he just, and he still misses the gauntlet. There's some cool moments in there as well. It was more of a slow burn too, but made those moments when they hit, they really hit. Watching him just put like the Lords of Order and Chaos and the cosmic deities, just put them on a shelf like they're nothing, how he becomes eternity. Just there's some cool stuff in there. Crisis is the OG, obviously, but I have so much love for No Man's Land. Yeah, you reread that here recently too, didn't you? My favorite DC event has yet to happen. Mark takes over the Justice League. What about Dark Web, Taylor? You won't find a modern Marvel event that'll make anybody's top 10 list that's been reading comics for a few years. If it wasn't for like Marvel's Empire event, I might still pick up more Marvel books. That just straw that broke the camel's back for me. It was terrible. And I even tested the waters on some of the ones since then. You know, what was the Daredevil one that they did most recently? With Kingpin. It was literally future state Batman, but done in Daredevil. And I'm like, I'm out. I don't even want to waste my time. And then the AXE, the Avengers X-Men Eternals, I quietly checked it out. Like, nope, you clearly have to have been riding along for way too long for this one. You and Pops need to do a Pops History Hour where your videos, you guys just talk comic history. What's funny is if y'all go back and watch like the historical videos that I've been trying to do, they take me a lot of time to do them, but like the Forgotten Teams or the first patriotic character, Supergirl's confusing history, and all those videos I would put out on Mondays, I sit there and I talk to Pops on speakerphone, him or Becker, just like because I have to like keep my brain over. What did he do?
And he will be here shortly.
Okay, thank you so much. But when I'm doing stuff like that, to keep myself on focus, I have to be talking to someone, drowning out like my head from just running too much. So I sit there and what are y'all doing? Weird kids, silly kids. But a lot of times Pop will sit there and just obviously talking to him, and he's like an encyclopedia of like comprehensive comic book history. And I'll just be telling him what I'm working on, and he'll just, I can say one superhero word, and within 5 seconds and 3 sentences, he's taking me down 30-year trail into corners of comic histories that are long forgotten and just brings stuff up to mind. So there's a lot of Pops in like the direction of how some of those videos go. Identity Crisis is up there for me. Yeah. Now we're getting ready to spin it here in just a second. Flashpoint. See, and a lot of people say Flashpoint, but I think that's one of the most overhyped stories, event-wise, that exists. Like the Flashpoint 5-issue body is okay. Like it's good. It's all like concept that's great, but without those tie-ins and specific things, like there's a ton of tie-ins, but only very specific things in them really bring a lot of weight. Like if you watch, please tell him not to. Yeah, I don't want him to. But if you watch like the Flashpoint Paradox movie, the anime movie, that's the best version of that. It's better than the comic, which isn't happen often, and it's way better than the live-action Flash movie because they take the elements from the tie-ins that not okay. Running around their underwear. My favorite DC event is Black Knight. Yeah, that was a fun one too. That was another one that heavily contingent on the tie-ins. I'm more of a Marvel guy, but I think DC events are a lot better than Marvel events. That's fair. My favorite Marvel thing was their Armageddon works. Does Armageddon count for DC event? I love it so much. Oh, Amalgam, not Armageddon. Amalgam right after the dude, I loved Amalgam. See, that's one of my earliest comic book memories is being in my LCS with a little card voting on the winners and debating with adults, even as a kid, debating with adults. Like, you think Wolverine can beat Lobo? But I love the Amalgam stuff. I think I'm missing one issue of the 24 individual titles. But yeah, I absolutely love that. The trade paperback, had it as a kid. I took it to school, me in my book bag, read it so many times. Loved just looking at the stat images and everything in the back of the trade paperback. It was just, Amalgam event was just so fun. I think I have one behind me. I got a trade right there. Last week for New DC Day, I gave away both of the issues of Super Soldier, the one from Volume 1 and then the one from Men of War Super Soldier Volume 2. Go tell Mommy. Tell Mommy. She needs to know. She would love to know. Dark Reign. Yeah, that was terrible. So let's get ready to spin this. I'm way behind on the chat anyways. See, I need to figure out the tie-ins for Flashpoint. I was somewhat underwhelmed reading the Flashpoint trade. I really want to read it's Kingdom Come. Yeah, Flashpoint is super underwhelming, especially with how much it's been hyped over the years. No. Especially with how hyped it's been over the years, and just to go read just the body, especially if you watch the cartoon and then go read the comic, you're like, yo, where's the rest of the story? Age of Apocalypse was a lot of fun. Yeah, and I remember, I didn't read Age of Apocalypse as a kid, but I was more than aware of that happening because all the character redesigns, like burnt face, one-handed Wolverine, and Colossus with the bandana and stuff. Does Batman Spawn count as an event? No, that's a standalone. It's outside of continuity and stuff. Favorite DC event will always be the original Crisis. Also, Death of Superman. Yeah, Death of Superman is fire. Sent shockwaves. I can only imagine what it would have been like to be alive during that time. Yeah, I remember what it was like. I remember Pops going after them books, having numerous copies. I remember seeing that polybag and thinking, yo, this is something serious. Look at the blood on that. But yeah, and dude, they did that to get people back onto Superman. Like, yeah, Superman, Marvel, they were both failing in popularity. Image was coming in hot. They had to do something. And I think it was Louise Simonson that said, let's kill him. If I'm not mistaken, might have been her. I don't know. Becker will correct me on that. I was in high school though. Oh, cool. You got on your underoos. The Age of Apocalypse was fun, and it gave us X-Men, which was fun for its first half. Yeah, did anyone else like the Onslaught storyline? I remember the caution tape, stickers that you get at the LCS. A lot of the long boxes in Pop's collection, he slapped those on. He had a bunch of the caution tape stickers. Onslaught is coming. It sure was, Mark. She was the quarterback for that mess. Nice. I wish we had a DC Image event that would be epic. Max versus Lobo, Pitt versus Doomsday. Death of Superman was reported on the nightly news. Yeah, and in newspapers. It was a huge deal. What? Watch this. You want to spin this giveaway and let's see who wins? All right, here we go. Let's spin this bad boy. And the winner for today's New DC Day 3-book Night Terror special And this is shipping free to the continental U.S., free to channel members. But if you're outside international, you do have to cover shipping. I can't do it. Las Cruces, 1971. Huge congrats, brother. I'm going to go out on a limb and assume you're in New Mexico. So, yeah, that's definitely awesome win there. You got 3 issues of the first chunk of little Night Terrors there with Poison Ivy, the Joker, and Ravager coming your way, my friend. As you know, ship out on Tuesdays. So if you won something for me last week, unfortunately, because of it being the 4th, can't ship anything out today. The USPS is closed, so it'll be next week. I'll get everything out on that Tuesday. So, I appreciate everybody coming by and saying, hey, we've almost hit that 1 hour mark. Then I'm going to cut it off, go get a little siesta in, maybe a little 1 hour siesta before we get back to the events of the day. I'm going to go take a freedom nap. That's what I call it. Freedom nap. I hope everybody else is able to have a fantastic day today. And be sure to hit that notification bell, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Consider becoming a channel member today. Get in on that Legion Loot action. Get those loyalty badges next to your name, as well as access to the custom emoji and early access to content. And as you see, free shipping if you ever win anything and you live far away. Freedom. There it is, the William Wallace. Yes. And I have got a fun video coming out tomorrow. At least I think it's fun. Evil Mike hates it, which you'll have to wait till tomorrow to see what it is, unless you're a channel member. It's already available to them. Mondays, I've got for the next couple of Mondays, will be going through my graded comic collection video. And there's a slab giveaway included with those videos. So if you watch those, every single one you watch is a potential entry into getting that slab. So be sure to check that out as well. And until next time, as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.